Hi guys, so thought I'd do another swipe, and I thought I'd show you guys how I mix my colors. So I showed you in the little shot glasses, but I'm going to show you with the bigger cups how I mix them, and then I'll do a swipe after. So this is the 10 by 20. I also got this from Michael's because it was on sale. So it's Artist Loft Acrylics. So I thought I'd show you the unboxing. So this has 24 pieces. So these are metallics. Looks like we have metallic red, yellow, green, purple, silver. Ooh. And then it has all the neon colors, which are really funky. And then it has metallic red, orange, metallic cobalt blue, metallic blue, old gold, metallic black. So those will be fun to play with. And we also have metallic white again, the silver, old gold, copper, a bronze, and metallic black. Sweet. So those are kind of fun. This red, I think, well, maybe I'll use some of these, one of these neons. I was thinking of going with pinks for the color combo. So I'm going to start with the white. I use these big like Dixie cups for the white, and it's the Artist Loft Flow Acrylic. I put them upside down so it'll just come out. Yeah, just gonna see that you guys can see real good. Okay, so basically I mix up quite a bit of white, and I make the white a little bit, add a bit more water to it. You want to make sure you don't get the little dried pieces. Okay, so you can see how much I got in there. It's about that high of white. And then we go in with the Floetrol. So I'm just going to mix it up a bit. So again, 1 part paint, 1 part Floetrol is what I use anyways. It's been working good. So the Floetrol, it just kind of, basically it's a latex-based paint additive, so it eliminates brush and roller marks, and it kind of acts like a painting medium. So I just eyeball it. So I have about that much paint to that much Floetrol. So like a 1-to-1 for the big cup. And then you get a big stir stick. Just mix it up here. So you kind of got to mix these really good, otherwise you get little clumps in them. Like you can see how some of it is dried, so maybe some of my dry clumps. But I mean, if it gets in your painting, you can always pick them out after. So, just gonna keep mixing till it's really good and mixed together. You scrape the bottom, scrape the edges, and this is kind of, oh, see, like there's a clump. So I just keep mixing. It's a little better. Okay, so just gonna add some water. Like that, and just slowly mix that in. Kind of point it so you guys can see it. I just keep mixing. Seems pretty good. So we got it a little bit liquidier than honey. So that should flow nicely. Okay. And then I get these at the dollar store, or you can get them Wallmart, pretty much any place. These are, doesn't actually say how many ounces, but they're like a regular, if you can see my hand, like a regular cup. Some of them you gotta watch, they have like little grooves on the bottom. I found that out by getting some from the Party City store. That sucks for when you have to mix, when the little grooves on the inside. So, just a note. Watch for that. So I wanted to do some pinks with this one. And so I have some Artist Loft Brilliant Magenta, which we're gonna open. Super bright color, I think. Okay, so you can see, just kind of cover the bottom. Oop. Okay, so that was Artist Loft Brilliant Magenta. And toothpick. And then we put some Floetrol, so you can see kind of how much I have in there. Now I'm just going to add some Floetrol. And I just eyeball it. You could be really specific and measure, but I never really have. So you can kind of see like the Floetrol, it goes up to about here. So, and then you just mix those two together. And just make sure to really scrape the edges and get the very bottom scraped up. Okay, you can see how thick it is, right? It's not even coming off the popsicle stick, so we gotta add some water. Okay, mix that in. How much water? You could start slow, just adding little bits. You know, and just seeing like after, see like it's still not dropping, how thick it is. Some paints I find are thicker than others, and some paints are thinner. Like some of the metallic paints, I don't hardly have to add any water at all because it just seems to totally like be super thin paint. So that's an explanation at all. Okay, so get the sides of it. We got the water. So now this has like a honey consistency, which is good. Okay, and this I would put silicone in. So I'm just gonna add this. This is a Canadian treadmill silicone. It's in these little bottles from Canadian Tire. So 1, 2. So I added 2 drops of the silicone. I'll just leave it on the top until we're ready to pour. And then I was gonna do some portrait pink with that. So this one, I don't know, seems pretty thick. like air got into it. Okay, so let's try a new one. I didn't put the cap on that one too good. Oops. Alright, so this one is Artist Loft Portrait Pink, or Rose Portrait. And just about the same amount of paint. As you can see, a little bit of Floetrol. Oop. And we mix. And just make sure you get it really good and mixed up. You'll see if you can see the sides here where you can still see some of the Floetrol. Okay, so that's thick. Add a bit of water. Whoops. Sometimes if your hand gets tired, you can switch to the other hand. Scrape the bottom really good. That's a good consistency. Like I said, we'll add 2 drops of silicone into that. So we've got this, and white. Let's see, what other pink could we do? This is magenta. Could maybe put a bronze with it. This one is from the long ones. This is iridescent red blue. Kind of looks the same to that one. So let's see. Let's look at some of our new ones. Could put a silver, this metallic red. Actually 2 metallic reds in this. I'm thinking maybe a copper or the bronze. The bronze is pretty. Probably use this whole thing. Okay, well, let's try the bronze from that package. Okay, so put these aside. And we'll mix up this little guy. Super cute little, for some bronze. There's not very much. Probably just mix the whole thing. Try and get as much paint as I can out. I don't like wasting paint. Okay, so this is Artist Loft Bronze. That one's done. Put some Floetrol. So there's not quite as much as the other colors, so I won't put quite as much Floetrol. Okay. I think this will give a nice contrast, this bronze with the lighter pinks. I totally want to do a swipe like I did with those blues, because we get some really good cells. So I mix it See how thick? It's super thick. Gotta add some water. A little bit. Add a bit of water. Mix that up. Okay. That's kind of got the honey consistency. Perfect. So put some silicone in there. Maybe just 2 little drops. And these are our colors. So I'm excited to do the swipe. I think it'll look good. Well, we'll see.